Here's the question. How do you out-cage Nicolas Cage? After all, he's the actor that gave us this.
I said, put the bunny back in the box.
This.
Open my eyes! My eyes!
And this. The answer coming up. So what is the answer to the riddle? How do you out-cage Nicolas Cage? That's quite simple. You put him in Longlegs. Quick shout out to my podcasting partner, Dan, who can't stop calling this film Slinky Legs. Now, I don't know what that says about Dan. I don't know what that says about his taste in serial killers. Let's hope we never find out. What is Longlegs? Longlegs is a procedural serial killer horror movie. There may be some spoilers coming up, so please be careful with those. So this is a film made by Osgood Perkins, which stars Nicolas Cage as Longlegs and Micah Monroe as the lead FBI agent, Lee Harker. Now, it's interesting to see that Osgood Perkins, the writer and director, is son of Anthony Perkins, who played Norman Bates. And that is part of the heritage that comes with this film. He obviously knows his horror references. He knows his horror shots. He knows how to compile a frame, a good shot, a good scare. One thing he's also managed to do as well is to write a script which keeps this film at a very efficient 1 hour 40. Not the usual 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but 1 hour 40. So it's a very respectful length, and it keeps a good pace. And one of the things that we notice when watching it is that there's very little time wasted. There's not massive amounts of exposition. There's not massive amounts of, long lingering Tarantino shots, 40 seconds to say, this is a foot. There's some very, very obvious heritage going on here in Longlegs. The obvious comparison you're going to get straight away is Silence of the Lambs. You've got a young FBI agent on the trail of a serial killer, and at times it does feel Silence of the Lambs-esque. There's also some references to Hereditary in there. Some people have said that they've seen references to The Shining in there. Definitely a reference to Seven in there as well. So if you're a fan of those films, those type of films, you're really going to get into this film. That's before you add in the element of Longlegs himself, which is played by Nick Cage, who is on full bore, going for it mode. It's hard to put a pin in Cage's performance in this film. He was obviously given a lot of leeway, and it works, and it's spooky, and it's eerie, and it gets under your skin. And there's times that he does things which are totally unexpected, and maybe that's the improvisational side of him as an actor. But that works perfectly. The interaction between Micah Monroe, or Lee Harker, the agent, and Longlegs is fantastic. I think that was the first time she saw him in the makeup, or in the Longlegs makeup, and that was kind of like part of the unsettling nature of that scene. I think one thing that to be mindful of this film is that, it's not the ultimate horror film that people have been saying on social media and in the reviews. It is a very, very, very good film. It's more deeply unsettling than it is horror, but I suppose that depends on subjectively how your taste goes, how your likes or your dislikes. I'd give it if we're putting a scale on it, give it a solid 4 out of 5. Listen out for the sound design. There's some really decent work done in there. But Cage definitely out-cages himself in this film. There's elements of Castor Troy from Face Off in there. There's elements of most of his Stanley Goodspeed out of The Rock. there's elements of all those, and it's almost as if at times his previous characters are fighting to get out through the voice of Longlegs, and it is, yeah, it's a sight to behold. So, like I've said, 4 out of 5, really good film. If you want to see and hear more about the DNA of Longlegs, then come and join us on our main podcast, Mondo Street Social Club, where a week on Monday we will be releasing a DNA of Longlegs episode, where we will look at where Longlegs, the environment, the feel of the film, the script came from, what films influenced it, and then what films we'd recommend that you watch if you like that. So as usual, please like, subscribe, share, get the name out there, get the word out there, help us make the show a bit bigger. Longlegs, 2 thumbs up, or as Dan would say, slinky legs, 2 tights up. So thank you. Bye.